What's up, everybody? Hope all of y'all are doing undeniably fan-forkin-tastic out there. It's Monday, and you know what that means. It's vlog day once again. It's the first vlog day of November, the first vlog day post-Halloween. And yeah, the first vlog day post-SSP Halloween 10. And folks, that concludes another Halloween as of this past Thursday, and honestly, I gotta say that this past Halloween has been a very good one. The positive private feedback I have gotten on Halloween this year has been tremendous, and by private feedback, I mean feedback that has not been on YouTube specifically. Like, I've been getting people messaging me on Facebook and sometimes even Discord of people telling me that, yeah, Halloween this year is turning out to be great. Like, this past Halloween may have been one of the most better quality Halloweens I've produced in either ever or like just in recent memory. This past Halloween was definitely a good one for the history books. Definitely 10 years in the making. The 10th installment of Halloween turned out good. Now, I'm not going to address the Halloween match just yet. There is some brief stuff I gotta talk about that for today's vlog, but I'm gonna put that on the shelf for a minute. Alright, there's some other stuff I gotta talk about. Alright. Now, for my recent roast movie, there has been some question about that one. For Scuba Stuff Roast Part 2. Now, I'll admit, watching it back, something did feel off about it. Alright. Just as far as this year of 2024 goes, just something felt off about it. Alright, now, I know I tried to hold my roast movies up in high regard recently, but like, due to this Olivia Cochran Witch of Woe situation I have going on, with Michael Myers being involved in as well, it felt like the roast movies has lost its, how do I put it? It felt like the roast movies have kind of lost their top priority standing. Okay, like the roast movies have not become the priority anymore. All right, and I think that's just an example of SSP growing up and SSP trying to branch out to other aspects, I guess. But anyway, this past year's roast, this past Halloween roast was for part 2 of Scuba Stuff's roast. Now, if you remember, like, it was a 2-part movie, and back in 1990, technically it was just a TV miniseries, but as I had the VHS and even as I had the DVD, it was still separated into 2 parts. There was the parts where the losers was still kids, but they was reflecting on their childhood, but then the second part was how they're dealing with the situation as adults. Alright? And I kind of had to follow somewhat of a theme for that Pennywise roast this year. Alright? Last year, it was just me roasting a particular crop of YouTubers like I normally do. Last year, with Scuba Stuff being the main event, I also roasted Suspect TV, which, by the way, Suspect, if you're out there watching, I'm still waiting for the most wanted video. Alright. So, I roasted Suspect last year, I roasted Cooley last year, I roasted Sacrona last year, but that was it. It was just all roasting. But when I uploaded the roast last year, I had no idea that I ironically ended up uploading it on what was Scuba Stuff's birthday. Go figure. Excuse me. But yeah, I ended up uploading it on what was Scuba Stuff's birthday. But again, that was just ironic timing. So fast forward 1 year later, I had the opportunity to roast Scuba Stuff again. But I had to approach it very differently this time. As I was getting ready to produce it, I was thinking to myself, alright, what do I want from this roast movie? I was thinking about what I wanted, and then I thought about what do I need from this roast movie. wanted was to make a full-on extra roast movie, roasting other YouTubers as well as scuba stuff. What I wanted was for part 2 to be a shout out to the 2017 Pennywise, which I really wasn't too fond of. But what I needed was an example of less being more. And it turned into me only picking one person to roast this year, and that was just scuba stuff. It was her birthday, why not? But another thing I had to do was I had to do something that I didn't get to do last year, and that was make a Pennywise themed diss track, which I was able to do this year. Now, me only roasting scuba stuff as the only person I'm roasting. Of course, I had to talk about her in the diss track. The diss track was for her. Happy birthday to Stephanie. I heard it's her destiny to represent Mickey D's getting the Big Macs for free. Getting the Big Macs for free, something like that. But if you take a look at SSP's history of other diss tracks, I would, with the exception of the Bruce Stroppenhoff roast, if you would take a listen to other diss tracks, you would hear that yes, I would roast the main eventing person, but I would also somewhat use the lyrics to give shout outs to the other people I roasted as well. Honestly, I think my favorite diss track may have been the one for some guy called Jack, which Jack, he's been missing in action from YouTube for about 2, if not 3 years now. He said that he was going to address my roast movie of Jason Voorhees, and then he just dipped. He said he's going to do it, then he just dipped. Jack disappeared. But anyway, so with the scuba stuff roast though, after I made that diss track, I was thinking if I was to make a full-on roast movie like I normally do, then I would have to pick up the leftover pieces that I left behind last year, as well as trying to talk about new stuff that I'm trying to add into it, which might end up being, quite frankly, unnecessary. If I made this a full-fledged roast movie, connected like the first part was, heck, in my diss track, I would have to find a way to roast 7 people with my lyrics. That would have been asking too much. And honestly, that beat that I found for the scuba stuff roast, that's a beat that doesn't even exist on YouTube. I had to go find that beat on SoundCloud. Mind you, that wasn't even the full song that you was hearing. I had to butcher that original creation, and I had to try to somewhat give it a decent pattern. That way I could use the beat effectively for my diss track. It was not easy at all. And just the more I started looking at the scuba stuff roast, I was thinking that this particular roast film feels like a shoe that is not, it feels like trying to walk in a shoe that is one size too small. And it's bugging the crap out of you every step. Not to mention the fact there's a pebble in it. But yeah, and like everything you saw with that roast movie of Scuba Stuff Roast Part 2, all of that was a reshoot. The entirety of it was a reshoot. Reason being is because the first day I tried to film it for this year, I went to go back and take a look at the footage, and nobody could see my face on camera. With my painted white face, I just so happened to have been standing in direct sunlight, and when I went to go look at the footage again, nobody could see my face. My face was just one big white cloud, and nobody could see anything. It was a waste of face paint, and it was a waste of camera space. It broke my heart, man. It broke my heart. And like what's worse is like I did have a red balloon to go with that scene. But I am not kidding. I had a $1 pack of red balloons. Just like I did last year, I wanted to just fill up one balloon with helium. I went to 7 stores. 7 freaking stores in search of helium, and sorry, we can't fill up latex balloons. Like, are you kidding me? I did not have this much trouble last year. I had to go to 7, it was either 7 or 8 different stores looking for helium, but they didn't have it. They could not give me helium. It should not have taken that long. All that effort just to find out I can't do the scene because the sun blurred out my face. But still, despite all the aggravation though, the roast movie still got 130 views. That was the highest upload for this year's Halloween. 130 views. That is significantly more views than part 1 had. And I could tell that maybe, just maybe, that the YouTube algorithm had that particular roast movie in a suggested video feed, because one comment in particular said, "Okay, YouTube." So who knows? Maybe the rabbit hole that was Scuba Stuff's channel might have led some people to my roast film. Whatever Scuba Stuff's content was, or fast food house, or whatever it was, maybe, just maybe, my roast movie finally broke through the cracks and ended up getting in somebody's suggested feed for that. That's just a theory of mine. But still though, like, as I'm on the topic of most viewed videos of Halloween this year, I do need to address something about the Halloween match. My Halloween match with Michael Myers. Honestly, I'm kind of disappointed about that. But look, as far as the Halloween match discussion goes, I can't talk too much about it because I don't want to spoil the result of it yet. Look, I know it's past Halloween now, but please, folks, that match is important to me. That upload is important to me. So if you haven't seen it already, please go take a look at that. Alright, because, folks, pulling back the curtain here a little bit, this whole storyline that I've been having going on with Olivia Cochran, the Witch of Woe, and the Michael Myers situation, like, I have been telling the story now for a little over 2 years. Technically 3 if you count 2021. But there has been seeds planted here and there, and I've been able to harvest these seeds into this Witch of Woe story. And so far what has sprouted out has led us to the Halloween match. And I can't give myself credit for a lot of things, but I can't pat myself on the back for this one. Like, I have to. Like I have been working hard on the story. But as far as the Halloween match goes, though, like, I'm somewhat disappointed. I'm disappointed, probably more than I should. I'm disappointed because, like, I have been hyping that match up for a while. I have been hyping that match up for a while. And it has been suggested that this has been the last Halloween to lead to the last Christmas week, to lead to the last Week Mania coming up in April. Folks, it has been hyped up for that match to possibly be the end of SSP. And it got, last time I checked, it got less than 30 views. And I'm just thinking it wasn't supposed to end like this. It wasn't supposed to end like this because I have been telling the story off and on. I have been hyping this match up. I even went out of my way to share as many stuff as I can to various Facebook groups, various Facebook pages, sharing the content out, heck, making new promo material for it. But it's like I just couldn't get the right branch of my audience to give a crap. Nobody cared enough to click it. And I prophesized about this weeks ago. I think it was back in September or August, one of them, that I asked, are you paying attention? And the answer is no. Nobody was paying attention. So again, it wasn't supposed to end like this. The more I look at that match, and the more I look at the fallout from it, it wasn't supposed to end like this. SSP was not meant to end like this. The story wasn't supposed to end like this. Michael Myers is supposed to be dead in my story. The Witch of Woe is supposed to be gone right now. My story was not supposed to go like this. I had everything planned out. I had a strategy in mind. I had my game plan in mind. But right here, at the very moment where I needed it most, it ended in a way that I did not want it to end. And I don't know where I go from here. I do have ideas circling in my head, but right now nothing is concrete at the moment. I gotta re-strategize a lot of things. But the more I'm thinking about the fallout from the Halloween match, I'm just thinking, is this it? Like, is this it? Like, is nobody gonna care anymore? If SSP were to truly die, who would honestly tune in or click on for the funeral? I've had viewers come and go. Despite subscribers going up, I've been having viewers leave. Again, it's a question of, are you paying attention? Well, cotton thingies, whatever. And that's what I need. I need people to pay attention. Because you never know what you're going to miss. You never know what you're missing. You never know what I might have cooking up my sleeve here. Creatively speaking, I feel like a madman. I am throwing ideas out there, and for like 10 years I have been building my craft. 2025 is just around the corner, and that year is supposed to be a celebration. It's supposed to be anyway. But right now, as 2024 is dying down, there's like a lot of stuff I gotta reconsider. And other than that, look, I gotta stop talking because, again, I don't want to talk about way too much than I should be. Come next week, I'll be able to talk more in depth about the results of the Halloween match. But one thing I will say for sure, though, is that I do not have any content planned this week. None. Like I was supposed... And look, y'all, I apologize for missing the Ring Rambles for Crown Jewel. I was supposed to upload that. I was supposed to upload that Friday due to the early start time of Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia Saturday. But I was just coming off how the week, and a lot of things were busy. But hey, shout out to my girlfriend though, Queen Enterprises. Like, her birthday was back on the 27th, and I was enjoying the week at her house. 26th, after I clocked out of work, me and her, we went to the Fear Farm up in Blacksburg, South Carolina. And that's like a haunted trail, haunted house attraction kind of thingy. And while we was there though, we encountered this clown guy. His name was Kingpin. And Kingpin and I, we hit it off pretty good. And Kingpin, he was a super nice dude, and he started following Queen Enterprises on TikTok, and he started following me on YouTube. So, yeah, Kingpin, if you're out there watching, shout out to you, dude. You're awesome. But yeah, after that, that same weekend, the next day, we ended up going to a trampoline park called Big Air, and both of us had fun that day. Both of us had fun that day too. And one thing I was able to do there that I wasn't able to do at a Adventure Air in Rock Hill was I tried doing something that I didn't think I could. What I did was I bounced to my back. Okay. What I did was I jumped backwards, landed on my back, and then I sprang right back up and landed on my feet perfectly. I didn't think I could do that. But and looking at the price of a trampoline park like Big Air, and maybe even Adventure Air for that matter, I was thinking, man, all this for just $30 to spend the entire day? Are you kidding me? Like that is a heck of a deal, man. Like why the heck not? And plus I can reuse the socks too. Like dude, right now I'm even wearing the socks from Adventure Air that I went back a couple months ago. And if I could still keep my Big Air socks, heck yeah, I wouldn't mind going back. Heck, one of these days, I've been thinking about this. When it comes to the high dive, like, because Adventure Air and Rock Hill, they have like a high dive that goes into a foam pit. Big Air, though, they have a high dive that is like suspended over like this giant air mat kind of thing. One of these days, I want to do a backflip. One of these days, I want to do a backflip off that thing. But, yeah, other than that, I did spend the week with Queen Enterprises, and I came back home late Friday night, November the 1st. Queen and I went to go see Terrifier 3, and y'all, spoiler review for that next week, okay? I'm just going to say Terrifier 3 was insane, but I still got some other things I got to address about that film. Like, I will say that Terrifier 3, it did have like some... It was good, but it felt like there was a lot of stuff missing from it. Like a lot of key elements missing from it. But I'll explain that coming up next week, alright? But, yeah, and Queen, she hates me now because of Terrifier 3. I'm playing. She hates Art the Clown. She hates Terrifier. And when we left out of that theater, she said, "Oh no, I am not seeing that again." Like, she already seen the first 3 Terrifiers. She's seen the first 3 Terrifiers now, as well as All Hallows Eve. And now I'm hearing a thing about something called the Ninth Circle. I think I might want to go take a look at that one too. I mean, just why not? I'll go take a look at that one too here in due time. But, folks, as far as Queen Enterprise's future goes here on SSP, as we transition into 2025, Queen Enterprises and I have been talking, and at the present moment, I don't know when she'll be here on another Sub Everybody vlog. Yet. I can't talk about too much right now, but something is going on, and she might be transitioning into a different role off camera. And I don't know what that means just yet. But all I gotta say is stay tuned, and we're gonna see how things play out for her sake, okay? But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this vlog on up. Again, I didn't even get a chance to ramble about Crown Jewel yet. As soon as I stop recording this vlog, I'm gonna go make my dinner and go watch it back at my house. Again, no content for this week. I gotta get prepared for next week. I may even have to start remodeling the channel again here in a minute. Yeah, y'all stay tuned for that. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in, and until next time, I love each and every one of you, and hopefully I'm getting the appropriate amount of attention that I need. Not the attention that I want, but in search of the attention I need. So, the right people clicking on this video, the right eyes clicking on this video for today, and I appreciate it. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in, and Again, I love each and every one of you out there, and yeah, God bless you all. Have a good day. Have a good week. And until next time, make sure all of you remember to be outrageously optimistic year-round. Booyah, I'm out. And here comes my hug of appreciation. Bye.